how to automatically detect business opportunities. In this automation, I show you the exact process you can implement to analyze a list of sites that are potential business targets on a large scale. We will see the tools we need, and I will break down each component step by step so you can adapt it to your business. To automate this wonderful tool called N8NN, you have a link in the description to access it. You can start completely free with the cloud version, which I recommend if you're not too technical. If you are very technical, you take the self-hosted version, which is free. That's a business plan, but there is a free version. There is a video on my channel that explains how to install it if you are more of the self-hosted team, but otherwise, for most people, the cloud version at $20 per month will do just fine, which we will look at together today. So we have this tool. I'll explain roughly how it works, and then I'll show you how to do it. We will launch it. There's just one thing I changed here, so the demo doesn't last too long. It's this part. Otherwise, everything else runs in real time and you'll see the result. So the idea is to analyze a website and look for business opportunities and then ask Leah to summarize them for us. The summary will arrive in a report like this. This is the previous summary I had requested, which is in French. For this video, it will appear in English, but obviously you adapt it to French or any other language. The principle, how does it work? It will analyze a website, extract the interesting pages, and then analyze all the pages of the website. He will analyze them one by one in search of business opportunities, and then he will provide us with a summary of all that in a Google Doc.
Here, in this example, I am analyzing only one website. I picked a website at random.
Obviously, in a real commercial use, you will have a whole list, and here we would add something. Instead of looking for it here, we would, for example, put it in a Google Sheet with a whole list. That could be the subject of another video where I would show you how to create a list of companies to prospect based on a certain number of criteria. So then, this is where we will use our second tool called Bright Data. You find Bright Data here on their website. We see that Bright Data is a scraping tool because websites in 2025 and beyond, they are increasingly protected. You know, each time you have to say, show that you are indeed a human. Well, that will take, it will do that job. It will solve captchas, etc. It allows you to retrieve any page, even if it is protected. Okay, so is it finished? It's still in progress. It analyzed here. It had found 6 interesting pages, and now it's in the process of, since these pages are independent, the last step I asked to do is to deduplicate the results so that we don't have redundancy. And then we'll go check the report in Google Doc. We could very well say, instead of Google Doc, tell it to put that, to send that via Gmail, for example. We could add a send message here, of course, okay? And here the result being,
it's here.
Molito Group. So he analyzed the website, found the important pages, and then identified the strategic objectives and opportunities. At each stage, there is a conversion funnel. You know, when doing business, there are different stages. There are people who don't know at all. There are people who are ready to buy, etc. Based on the stages, he suggested a number of things, opportunities to pursue. So by analyzing what did he do, he analyzed the important pages. He offers me a roadmap, an action plan, etc. So that's a crazy amount of time, saved for your sales teams to go analyze the important pages. So I'm now showing you how you can concretely analyze websites automatically and how you can customize this workflow. Workflow is this automation. So I think I was done with that. Yes. So we will just need to create an area here called Web Unblocker. And that's what will allow us to analyze, to retrieve all the pages, even those that are protected. Is scraping legal? Is scraping legal? It's a question that comes up often. How did ChatGPT gather all its knowledge? By scraping the entire web. Google scrapes the entire web. There you go. The answer is in 2 words. So the first step is I tell him, you will retrieve the page that is right there before with Web Unblocker. So I put this company there, but it could be any other company. There, I set it to scrape that in the US. Obviously, if you are in France here, you change it and put France or any other country. Why is that important? Because you know that you have already noticed that some websites, depending on the country you are in, will not display the same thing. Here we have a small technical node that will simply extract all the URLs. So here it's the HTML we retrieved from the page, and the HTML is very, 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 very long and contains lots of things that don't interest us here. So what I wanted was just to get a list of URLs from the homepage.
In general, if a site is well made on the homepage, there are links to all these important pages.
In any case, in this analysis, that's what I chose to do. We could also have decided to analyze the sitemap. That's another strategy. We can even implement hybrid strategies, but for the sake of simplification, here we focus on the homepage. So we found 64 URLs on the homepage. And that node there, I had it, you see here, the little pinning. I already launched it once, and since it was long for the demo, I kept the data so the video would be pleasant. So what does it do? It will analyze. Now I haven't translated my prompt into English yet, so it doesn't matter. So I told him, analyze all the pages and identify the pages that are. As I am going to translate this video into English, I will also note that for my English-speaking friends, the prompt in the English version. So actually, what does it do? I just tell it that it's an expert in B2B extraction, and I tell it to search the pages, and that's where you can really customize it. We put it in English. I told him to go look at the About Us pages, the About pages, the Careers pages, team contact. Depending on your context or the companies you want to approach, you might modify the instructions because there is more specific information you want to find. That's where you can modify it. And then I tell it, you retrieve the list and give it to me in URL format. So here we see that it found them. There, when it's empty, it means those were URLs that don't interest us. And then it's the purpose of this little code node here to go and retrieve the URLs, just the URLs. And then once we have these URLs, we pass it again to Bright Data Unlocker. And there it will analyze each of these requests. It will retrieve the content of each page one by one. And then we also have another node. It's somewhat similar to that one. The purpose of this node is simply to retrieve the body, the main content of the page, and to extract just the text. This way, it removes all formatting, CSS, layout, as well as any code, script, etc., which we don't need for this. Here, the core of the reactor is that for each page I tell it, you will analyze the pages from the perspective of you will look for business opportunities. And here, This is where you will have to, here you will be able to automate it, personalize it. I told it here. You look for B2B opportunities for a company that does process automation. That's what I do. I do process automation. If you are doing, for example, business prospecting if you provide accounting services here, you will change that. You will say, for a company that provides accounting services, for example, okay, then we tell it to identify the responses. This prompt, you will be able to go further, add more instructions, etc., refine it according to your business cases. Okay. To keep this video short, I have provided something rather simple to understand. Then we have a small technical node here that will just merge all the pages together, and we provide them to the second to last node, whose purpose is to, if there are things that are detected and are redundant, we especially do not want there to be several. We want the summary to be pleasant to read. Here, what can we see that's interesting? It's that we're using GPT-5 because these are complex tasks, so we need a rather robust model. You can try. I had tried with Nano, for example, and it didn't give interesting results. So here, it's also about testing and experience. We know that there are models that will be more or less suitable depending on the tasks you have to do, knowing that, for example, a GPT-5 model will cost 10 times more than a Model 4 or Nano, for instance. So you have to think about that. It's the cost. It's also the execution speed of the node. And then it's also about what we needed to do. It's a bit like an intern or an employee. Some employees cost more than others, are more or less fast, and we won't necessarily ask the same thing from each person. So there, I think here, yes, I changed something. Here you see very interesting sampling temperature. It's that I wanted to take no initiative to invent nothing. Okay, that's how we handle that. Otherwise, it could give us results with an element of randomness, and that's not what I want. Well, I think we've covered everything. Did you give a like? Are you subscribed? You have in the description the summary of all this. You have the process, you have the new tools you will need for this automation, and then off you go. If you have business cases, business processes that you want to automate for your company, you can find my contact information in the description of this video, and I will be happy to help you boost your business. See you very soon. This was Philippe from Inforeol.